Donald Trump outlines America's objectives in the war against Iran. Iran retaliates and attacks regional countries with American military facilities. A commercial pilot explains the current challenges of flying in the Middle East. Good evening and welcome to TVB News. As the war in the Middle East intensifies, U.S. President Donald Trump said that the U.S. has the capability to go far longer than its projected 45-week time frame for its military operations against Iran. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said they would not roll U.S. troops on the ground in Iran. Tracy Furness has more.
The scene in Tehran early Tuesday morning. Several areas of Iran's capital hit by U.S. airstrikes, smoke billowing from one of the buildings. This CCTV reporter saying he could hear fighter jets flying over the city, and we can feel them getting closer and closer, he said. A hospital in northern Tehran and nearby residential buildings and a television transmission tower also hit by shells, leaving behind rubble and debris. This as the U.S. military released a video showing a missile strike on an Iranian ship. The military said it had taken out 11 Iranian warships. U.S. President Donald Trump made his objectives known about the U.S. military operation in Iran.
Our objectives are clear. First, we're destroying Iran's missile capabilities, and you see that happening on an hourly basis, and their capacity to produce brand new ones, and pretty good ones they make. Second, we're annihilating their navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea. Third, we're ensuring that the world's #1 sponsor of terror can never obtain a nuclear weapon. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime.
No, but we're not going to go into...
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth wouldn't rule out U.S. troops on the ground in Iran, but declared the U.S. would not be dragged into an endless war. He also was not going to tell the world about U.S. strategy in Iran.
But we're not going to go into the exercise of what we will or will not do. I think it's one of those fallacies for a long time that this department or presidents or others should tell the American people, and our enemies, by the way, here's exactly what we'll do. Here's exactly how long we'll go. Here's exactly how far we'll go. Here's what we're willing to do and not do. It's foolishness.
Meanwhile, the International Atomic Agency said it had been monitoring Iran's nuclear program and found no nuclear installations or program to manufacture nuclear weapons.
So this is my evaluation. It's an evaluation that is based on the fact that Iran has a very big, ambitious nuclear program, that we do not have the accesses that we should have. At the same time, I said it last year, before the June 12-day war, we don't see a structured program to manufacture nuclear weapons.
Tracy Furness, TVB News.
Iran is continuing to strike neighboring countries that have U.S. military facilities in response to the joint U.S.-Israel attack on the Islamic Republic. Iran's ambassador to the U.K. called U.S.-Israeli strikes against Iran illegal and backed Iran's right to defend itself. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu justified the attack on Iran by claiming Tehran was bolstering its nuclear capabilities. Daniel Rao tells us more.
Saudi Arabian state television reported Iran struck the U.S. embassy in Saudi Arabia's capital with a drone early Tuesday. The attack from 2 drones on the U.S. embassy in Riyadh caused a limited fire and minor damage, according to Saudi Arabia's defense ministry. The embassy urged Americans to avoid the compound. It followed an attack on the U.S. embassy in Kuwait and the U.S. State Department ordering the evacuation of non-emergency personnel and family in Bahrain and Jordan. Saudi Arabian state television also reported Iranian drones that attacked the Ras Tanura oil refinery near Dammam on the east coast of the country were intercepted. Suspected Iranian missiles were also neutralized in the sky above Doha and Qatar. Bahrain, the island kingdom that is home to the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet, said it intercepted dozens of Iranian missiles and attack drones, and that at least 1 person was killed. Iran's ambassador to the UK said U.S.-Israeli strikes against Iran are illegal and backed Iran's right to defend itself.
I would like to reiterate that this kind of attacks are illegal and the violation of international law that has been imposed by the United States and Israeli regime against the Iranian people and the Iranian government. But now we are defending ourselves because the war, the one act of aggression imposed us, and so there is no doubt that we are doing our rights of our inherent rights of self-defense. Now we are defending ourselves.
Disrupted by the Middle East war, several Hong Kong tour groups remain stranded in Dubai. According to some travelers on the ground, the city is largely peaceful for the time being. Samantha Lee has more.
Amid the escalating regional conflict, many are stuck in the Middle East. Tony, a Hong Konger working in Dubai, says things are more or less back to normal. He said, I heard loud explosions the first night and the night after that. But last night was quiet. When I was out on the street, both local residents and visitors seem more at ease. Many convenience stores, restaurants and shopping malls are open. Tony is part of a group of some 20 people who traveled to Dubai for a racing event organized by the Jockey Club. They have already passed their personal details to the Chinese consulate.
Things are
pretty confusing now. I heard reports that Abu Dhabi would compensate stranded travelers for hotel and meal expenses. But the staff here in Dubai said they had not received such notice. All I know is that hotel prices have doubled. Travel agency WWPKG expects its tourists in Dubai to begin returning to Hong Kong this week. It says that the local government will cover hotel expenses, though the application process is unclear. Experts noted that travel insurance generally does not cover incidents of war. Selina Lau, CEO of the Hong Kong Federation of Insurers, explains that war is a major event that falls outside the scope of commercial insurance, whether it is airport closure or a travel delay caused indirectly by war. She suggested travelers to contact airlines to change flights or ask for a refund. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
Cathay Pacific will extend its suspension of flights to Dubai and Riyadh until the 14th of this month. Some civil aviation pilots stress that the Middle Eastern airspace remains dangerous.
Tensions continue to rise across the Middle East, with some countries in the region having yet to reopen their airspace. Cathay Pacific announced on Sunday that all flights traveling between Hong Kong, Riyadh, and Dubai have been suspended until the 5th and 3rd of this month, respectively, but today announced a further delay to the 14th. As the region's primary aviation hub, the Dubai International Airport has long been the center for connecting flights between Europe, Africa, and Asia. Owing to the ongoing conflict, Dubai Airport announced the suspension of its services on Sunday, only restoring flights at a limited capacity today.
Stephen
Cheung, chairman of the Hong Kong Professional Airline Pilots Association, emphasized the risk of flying into Middle Eastern airspace, as some flights from India had to turn back. He added there's a possibility of missiles accidentally hitting commercial air transport in the region. According to a flight tracker website, there has been a significant drop in flights in Middle Eastern airspace. Regarding alternative routes for direct flights between Hong Kong and Europe, Cheung said pilots may travel across Central Asia and countries such as Turkey. But satellite signals or GPS may be affected, disturbing flight navigation. Meanwhile, Peter Hui, chairman of the Hong Kong Shippers Council, noted there has been a pileup of goods at the Dubai International Airport since services were suspended 2 days ago. He fears the closure of the Strait of Hormuz could also affect cargo ships, which could extend the shipping time by an extra 12 to 14 days. Hui noted that the global supply chain order could greatly suffer if the conflict is prolonged.
The escalating conflicts in the Middle East have started to restrict supplies from the key oil and gas producing region. A representative from the automotive industry expects the prices could surge further. Samantha Lee tells us more.
At a petrol station in Wanchai, unleaded petrol was priced at $29.69 per liter on Monday. And just one day after, the price has risen to $29.99. Some noted a steady climb in fuel cost over recent years, making every fuel up increasingly expensive. This delivery rider said he had to take on more orders in a bid to cover the gas. As the war in the Middle East intensified, car experts believe global oil prices may continue to rise. Ringo Lee, governor and honorary life president of the Hong Kong China Automobile Association, said most oil depots in the city store around 2 to 3 weeks of consumption. He noted there is a time lag before the global oil price spike hits Hong Kong. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
And still ahead, Chief Executive John Lee arrived in Beijing ahead of NPC meeting. Residents and tourists enjoy Lantern Festival or Chinese Valentine's Day. Welcome back. Chief Executive John Lee has arrived in Beijing to attend the opening of the National People's Congress meeting. After checking into his hotel at noon, he began his visit by meeting the administrator of the Civil Aviation Administration of China, Song Ji-yong. Lee said the SAR government will deepen cooperation with the CAAC and promote the airport cluster in the Greater Bay Area. Lee then met with the chairman of the State-Owned Asset Supervision and Administration Commission of the State Council, Zhang Yuzhuo. Lee thanked the commission for its support in accelerating the Northern Metropolis project. On Thursday, the city leader will attend the opening of the National People's Congress meeting before returning to the city the same day. Today is the Lantern Festival, the final day of the Lunar New Year celebration. The day is also known as Chinese Valentine's Day. Many visitors visited the Wang Tai Sin Temple to experience the tradition. Mo Sinai reports.
Despite the hazy weather conditions, 661 Wang Tai Sin Temple was full of worshippers on Lantern Festival. While the festival marks the end of the Lunar New Year celebration, it is also known as Chinese Valentine's Day, which people will pay respect to Yue Lao, the Chinese deity of love and marriage. Local and overseas worshippers lined up at the Yue Lao shrine. Many held red threads as they prayed to the deity. They then tied the thread to the rope held by Yue Lao and 2 of his attendants, the couple. Not far away from the Yue Lao statue, worshippers were seen hanging wishing cards on real and artificial peach blossoms. Several tourists who are in Hong Kong for the first time are keen to experience the Chinese culture.
It's bustling, it's busy, yeah, lots of people, lots of things to see. To me it seems like maybe a bit hopeful, that you could feel some hope or you could light a lantern for specific wishes and send it off. We are getting our fortunes told, so we have started that with some mixed reviews.
The temple also sets up light installations related to the Lantern Festival as a photo spot, a 2-meter tall sweet rice ball and 2 moons. To celebrate the festival, the temple has extended its opening hours to 9 p.m., while the final entry time for visitors is at 8. Mimosa Nai, TVB News.
Our reporter Mimosa Nai is still at the Lantern Festival event in Wang Tai Sin. So Mimosa, how is it like out there?
I'm outside the Yue Lao shrine right now. Apart from being the Lunar Festival, a total lunar eclipse is also set to take place tonight. According to the observatory, the entire process is expected to last for about 60 minutes, which is roughly an hour. And the observatory says the moon will not disappear from sight completely, but it will appear as dull red. The observatory also says the process can be observed with an unobstructed view to the east if the weather allows. Meanwhile, the flow of worshippers going inside the shrine has never stopped since we arrived this afternoon. In fact, more and more people arrived to the shrine after work. All of them are here to pay respect to Yue Lao, the Chinese deity of love and marriage. It is believed that the deity holds a book of marriages and is responsible for arranging marriages and ensuring that couples are united. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Mimosa. The Independent Committee in relation to the fire at Wangfu Court in Taipo will hold the first hearing on March 19th. There will be 8 hearings in the first round, which are scheduled from March 19th to April 2nd. The hearings will be held at the City Gallery in Central. The proceedings will begin with opening addresses by the legal team, which are expected to take several days. The committee will take oral evidence from witnesses, including testimony from residents of Wangfu Court. These findings will serve as the basis for the committee's final report. Members of the public who wish to attend should sign up online between Thursday and Sunday. A total of 360 public seats will be allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, with half of the spots prioritized for Wangfu Court residents. An educational organization was suspected of running a student dormitory without authorization. This as the building's department said the structure contains numerous cases of illegal construction. In recent days, the organization promoted the house-turned dorm located on Waterloo Road in Kowloon Tong on mainland social media. The video they posted indicated the building offers up to 60 rooms, consisting of 2-person and 4-person options. Reports say the monthly rent costs between $15,000 and $26,000. This as some lawmakers in the education sector stress the operation of the dormitory lies in a legal gray area, urging authorities to legislate on the matter. And that's the news. Thanks for watching.